We're not lawyers.
What happened? We are Susan's parents. She said we could visit.
All right, Suits fans, it's Jeremy West with Civitas Law Group. We're going to be doing some of the best scenes of the whole series, celebrating one of the undersung heroes of this show. So here we go. You're about to get lit up.
We're not lawyers.
What happened? We are Susan's parents. She said we could visit. She said the people here were so nice.
Well, of course you're Susan's parents. You look exactly like her. Job well done. She's very attractive, not in a cause of action type of way. I'm just giving you a mock example of how not to behave when Susan's parents are in the conference room. Holy shit. Carry on.
You know, Lewis is probably one of, to me, yes, his character is very exaggerated, but he is one of the most real characters of any courtroom drama, because there's always the undersung guy, the guy that's doing a ton of work that nobody ever notices. And it's probably a real character for a lot of different kinds of companies, but I think particularly for a law firm. The second part of him that's totally real is the weasel that is just always trying to get ahead and is always willing to do whatever the heck he has to do. So to me, like, yes, he's exaggerated for TV, like most things in a courtroom drama are, but this guy's real.
It's unorthodox, but I'll allow it.
You're just him in a wig.
A wig, if I may say. You are rocking, Your Honor.
If I weren't married, I'd be all over that.
I bet he's so much better than Harvey.
I am. Please proceed. Your Honor, paragraph 5 of the Nautical Code states that a captain shall not relinquish command to a party of pirates.
If anyone here is a pirate, it's him. And I am the British Navy in this situation.
Objection. She's hijacking my metaphor. Sustained. Miss Pooperson, this is your only warning.
He hasn't even called a witness.
She does have a point.
I don't need a witness to prove my case to this jury of my peers.
Did he say peers?
I know.
Okay. The peers are all Harvey. That's fun. And of course, everybody else, or the Lewis is Lewis and the judge is Lewis. So we're clearly in Lewis's like dream sequence here. But I still have to point out, yes, we're in a courtroom drama in a dream sequence. So we're vastly far from reality. But it wouldn't have to ask, it may it please the court, if he wants to tell a story for an opening statement, which is what this looked like. So, he'd be free to tell it. And Miss Pooperson over there, she would not be able to object to it because he can do what he needs to do in a opening statement to present his case to the jury and tell them, this is what you're going to hear. This is how I think the case should be thought of. So all 12 Harveys here would be free to hear that if they want to. And I think that one is giving Lewis the finger right now. That's funny.
Harvey, Donna, what a pleasant surprise. Can I interest you in some Weetabix?
Wow, what are you wearing?
What do you mean, what am I wearing? It's my mankini.
Your what now?
The Speedo. I wear it instead of underwear. It's incredibly supportive. Here, let me show you.
Donna?
Lewis, as much as we would love for you to show us how supportive your underwear is, Harvey and I are here to share some news about why we were together the other morning.
Yeah, I know why you're together. You're worried about the firm.
Except the firm isn't the reason why Harvey came over the other night, and it's definitely not why he stayed over.
Wait, Harvey, you have a problem with your plumbing? Because if you need to use my shower...
That's not what she's saying, Lewis. And I'm never going to use your shower.
It's got a steam feature. Come on upstairs, I'll show you.
Lewis, Harvey and I are together.
Yeah, I know you're together. You're standing right in front of me.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, how did he even make it through law school?
No. Harvey and I are in a relationship.
I have met a few attorneys, not a ton, but I have met a few attorneys that I've wondered that about. How did you make it through law school? I've met a few of them that I wondered how they made it through high school. They're super intelligent people with no common sense whatsoever. But not the common, not the norm, but they're out there for sure. Once again, pointing to the fact, Lewis, dude's real.
Lewis, this is brilliant. If you hadn't had the balls to come to me, we'd have nothing right now.
Harvey, no. I should have come to you sooner, but I didn't because I just
Lewis, I've told you this before, but it's always been when I needed something from you. And I don't need anything from you right now because you just gave it to me. So maybe you can hear it when I say it. I respect you. You're an excellent attorney, a valuable member of this firm.
And a friend?
Don't push it.
I'm sorry. Seriously, Harvey, I just have to say, it means so much when you say all that.
Do you need a tissue or something?
Can I use your pocket square?
Under no circumstances.
I'll be fine. And you and Jessica need to take that over to Giannopolis right now.
Pocket square's sacred. I mean, it's silk. Come on. Yeah, that was an absolutely absurd request by Lewis right there. But I got to tell you, once again, to me, this makes Lewis a real character. And this is probably why people like this show so much, is because Lewis is just looking up to Harvey like he's this like big brother or whatever figure to him, and he's just looking for approval. He's working his tail off all the time, and then finally he gets just a little respect from Harvey, who very typically disrespects him throughout the show. He gets it, and it's just the freaking world to him. So, yeah, the other thing that's really real about this scene is that earlier on, he's saying, he's going to sign, but he won't sign with me. To me, okay, if I remember right, that scene is saying, I'm not going to sign with you because you're not a big name. I don't know who Louis Litt is. I think it probably would come down to, I'm not going to sign with you. I like your firm. I like everything you're doing, but I don't like you. Likability is so huge. Client communication, just the ability to say, this is what needs to be done and explain it to the client in a way that they can understand it. That's 9/10 of the job. So, and Lewis just doesn't have that because he always comes across as just this weasel, and people don't like him until season 5 or 6, and then you start to like him.
What are you doing here?
Well, I realized that that you've been to my office a lot recently, but I haven't come to yours in a long time.
Well, I know it's not the office that you wanted for me.
It's the perfect office, Lewis. And you are the perfect man. And I'm sorry if I made you feel like I ever thought differently.
So you don't think I'm weak for not wanting to be managing partner?
No, I don't. And the reason I got so upset wasn't because I think you're weak. It's that I thought Harvey and Robert Zane didn't even value you enough to hear you out.
No, they didn't.
And on top of that, you were so excited to go in there and make your case.
Yes, I was.
So what happened?
I went in to see Harvey.
And what?
He didn't even give me the goddamn time of day.
Okay, Lewis, I'm not trying to get you worked up. Because I'm telling you, I don't need you to be managing partner.
No, and I don't need it either, but what I do need is to be given the common courtesy of being treated like an equal.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, the first thing we're gonna do is go home right now and do what I couldn't do the other day. Then tomorrow, first thing, I'm gonna go tell Robert Zane and Harvey Specter that there are 3 names on that wall, and one of them deserves some goddamn respect.
So I just got to point out here, okay, the names on the wall in Suits is probably the least realistic part about that show. I think by season 9, it's like maybe 10 or 11 different named partners that had their names on the wall. It's only 9 seasons, theoretically 9 years, and you have like 11 different people that had their name up on the wall. I've never heard of a firm changing a managing partner, or named partners that many times, let alone their name. A lot of times when the firm changes hands, they actually keep the same name because that's what got valuable to the public. People know, such and such and this guy, and they want such and such and this guy, regardless of whether such and such has been dead for 10 years and this guy just got jumped on 2 days ago or whatever, right? They like the name, they want to stick with that. And so a lot of times firms won't even change their names. Probably the most unrealistic part of the whole series.
Not tonight. I'll just go home.
What's going on?
Nothing. I'm just catching up on some work.
In the bullpen?
Apparently, the associates don't believe that I work as hard as they do.
What? Lewis, anyone who doesn't think you're the hardest working lawyer at this firm is an idiot. You may be a dick, but as far as I'm concerned, the associates have it pretty good.
Thank you, Harvey. Dick part aside.
Remember when we were in here? What we had to deal with?
Like it was yesterday. I could still hear Hardman reaming me out for losing that Dunridge file.
You were sitting right here.
I was so scared, I thought I'd be fired right on the spot.
I hit it.
I knew it. I knew it. I had to work 48 hours straight just to recreate it.
Yeah, but we killed it at trial.
Yeah, if that had happened now, wouldn't hear the end of it.
I know. God forbid they have to pull 1 all-nighter, let alone 2.
It's like they think there's this law against working more than 20 hours a day. Well, there isn't. Prima donnas. I should fire them all right now and start from scratch.
Lewis, I'm only going to say this once, so you better enjoy it. You're the man.
Again, it's New York. They're a high stakes law firm. They have a lot of high stakes clients. They got a lot of very demanding clients. I gotta say though, I have heard about these kind of firms. I even had some professors at law school that said, "Oh yeah, back when I was an associate, we had firms that would have nap rooms." So that you could go and take a nap when you had a client that had to have their brief turned in now, or this had to happen. So I've heard about this stuff, but I have friends that work for large firms and they've never once said, "Oh yeah, holy cow, we had to pull this 20-hour day and then we took a 2-hour nap and then we had to go to trial the next morning." I don't think it's the most realistic thing in the whole world, but the fact that you do get really overworked when you're an associate, that's totally real. I applied for a job when I was straight out of law school for a bankruptcy firm. And they said, yeah, so we do 5-10. So they're telling you, 50-hour weeks. So already 10 hours of overtime that you're not going to get paid for. And you have to work, I think they said every other Saturday or one Saturday a month. So 50 hours some weeks, 60 hours other weeks. The pay sucked. And so I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Okay, sounds great. Yeah, give me a call. I wasn't rude and I didn't say straight on the spot, absolutely not. But I just, when I don't even remember if they did call, but if they had, I would have just said, no, you know what? I've actually decided to do something else that makes sense, like start my own firm and not have to pull 60 hours a week. Starting my own firm did actually take a lot of work. I did have some late nights doing that, but that's because I had to do the job of the attorney and the job of the manager and answer the phones until I had somebody doing that. So it is a whole lot of work. I don't think it's as much as they're saying here. Anyway, there are Louis Litt's highlights, his best moments, or some of his worst, depending on how you look at it. I hope you enjoyed it. Go and check out the other stuff that we did for Suits. There's a whole playlist of Suits videos. We'll see you next time.